Hey everyone, it's Tom here from Bunny Media. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, if you want to start your own online business, you definitely have a lot of options out there between, Shopify, WordPress, Wix, Squarespace. You just got all of these options and it's kind of difficult sometimes to know where you should begin. And on top of that, there's always new companies entering the space of e-commerce, and one I heard about recently is called Sellfy, and it claims you can start your own online business and online storefront in just 5 minutes. Now, Sellfy is great for content creators who want to sell digital products or print-on-demand products, and with that claim of making a store in 5 minutes, I have definitely been very curious to check out Sellfy, so that's what this video is all about. In this review, it's going to be my first look and my first-hand experience using Sellfy. I'm going to sign up with their free trial, I'm going to play around with the online store, cover all of the features, the pricing, everything you need to know to decide if Sellfy is worth it for you, and then we're going to wrap up with a good old-fashioned pros and cons list so you can make the right decision for your business. Anyways, that's enough rambling. Let's hop over to my laptop. I'm going to launch a Sellfy store with you guys right on YouTube, and yeah, we'll see what the platform is really all about. Alright guys, so as you can see, we have just hopped over to Sellfy here. I'm sure you've visited this website before if you're watching a Sellfy review, but that's the big claim. Get your store up and running in 5 minutes, sell products easily, print on demand, digital products, embed it in your website, 24/7 support, and 32,000 plus creators. Seems kind of cool to me. I'm actually quite excited to test this out. So we're going to just start our little free trial here. How would you like to use Sellfy? I would like to create a Sellfy storefront, start my 14-day free trial. So one thing I really like is just off the bat, you don't have to put in your credit card to use the free trial. So that's kind of nice. Risk-free, never a bad thing in my book. Okay, so once you sign up for Sellfy with the free trial, again, you have to verify your email address. So I'm going to do that very quickly. And then I figure we'll just walk through this checklist of theirs and see if we can truly set up this store in about 5 minutes. All right, so we verified our email address. Let's just click this add product button and see what our options are. Okay, so off the bat, this is cool. You can sell digital products, print on demand products, subscriptions, physical products, or even give a freebie. So pretty comprehensive. That's really what you want in an e-commerce platform. So that's nice to see. Let's just say we're selling a print on demand product because I feel like that is kind of the most interesting thing, I think, for a lot of content creators because, if you're already selling merchandise or digital product, you already have that, but this is kind of interesting. All right, so for starters, they have clothing, bags, mugs, stickers, posters, phone cases, and you can recommend products. So I will say off the bat, this is quite sparse compared to a lot of other POD providers, but let's just say we're going to sell some mugs on our online store. Okay, they got 2 mug selections. Okay, so they got your basic, they got tanks, they got t-shirts, long sleeves. We'll go with mugs and say a white glossy mug. All right, so if you've ever used a POD website, this will feel quite familiar. You can add graphics right there, and it should show us in this little editor here. All right, so I uploaded this little caveman SpongeBob. Okay, it shows you the print quality you're going to get with the image. All right, so when you add your design and hit continue, you actually see the product preview here. Yeah, so here you could name your product SpongeBob mug, probably write a product description, product category. Add new. So this would be adding a category to your shop. I assume I'm going to call it mugs. I'm going to say caveman SpongeBob mug for my slug, visible on store page. Hit save. Oh, that's cool. So they outline the price as well right here. So you pay $9.95 for the mug, but it costs $15 if you want on your store, and you can use the same pricing for all variants. That seems quite nice to me. All right, so we've made our first product. Sellfy's happy with us. So I guess the next option is then just to customize our storefront. And here is where I think I'm very curious because Sellfy says it's super easy. I've seen other reviews that say it's a very intuitive process. So I'm actually quite curious how easy this is. And right off the bat, it looks like your kind of standard drag and drop website builder, which is nice because you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. So right off the bat, if you hit the home button, you have a bunch of different modules, and I assume that you would want to change things like your background image, probably add, a bit better copy. So we might do that really quick. All you have to do is just kind of click on the elements you want to edit. So this is already feeling nice and intuitive. Yeah, so I'm just going to change the hero image from that generic image to something else. You can see our little SpongeBob theme coming together here. Change the font size, change the font type. Change the color, subtext is right here. Navigation, I'm curious about. So, that's just your menu right there. You can change your store name and logo. This is kind of cool as well. You just quickly add new things to your menu. Yeah, so for example, I made that category earlier of mugs. So we could just say, like, if I want to actually just put that in my header, you save the link and all of a sudden it adds into your menu right there. So that's a lot easier than using like the menu feature on WordPress. If you've ever tried to do that, it's kind of a pain.
5 minutes later.
All right, so I had a little bit of fun. I just made a handsome Squidward mug and a caveman Patrick mug to have a little bit more variety. But if you click on the products, it brings up this editing module for the products. And I guess this is where you actually can rearrange your store. So drag and drop products. Oh, cool. You can just shift them around really easily. I do like that. set how many products per page you want, the type of layout, the card size. Let's say we want them large. Okay, that doesn't look too good, but it is nice. You can still change them. Maybe you would want to just have one per thing in a line. Maybe if you had 4 products instead, you would do the 2 and 2. I actually think that looks better than the 3 personally. Show price, take off price. Okay, that's kind of cool too, add it to cart. All right, and then the last thing you can really start doing is kind of playing with your footer. You can, put in your products thing down here. Again, a contact page. And just, your social links. So again, nothing too crazy here. So overall, this was, quite intuitive, I would say. I'm actually curious. I just want to view it in store and see how this looks natively. Okay, that's actually quite clean. Like, this reminds me a lot of Shopify, and I'm actually quite pleased. But let's see what the actual product landers look like. Okay, so here's where those design mockups come into play. So clearly I made a mistake when I was uploading them on my actual, POD design tool, because this sucks. Like, you can't even see the SpongeBob mug. But that's on me. That's not on Sellfy. And yeah, this is the product description I wrote for it, the product title. Of course, if you're actually selling something, you'd want this to be a lot more robust and to have some keywords in there, talk about the material it's made out of, how you manufacture it, who it's good for, maybe if it's a good gift, if it's a fun Christmas present, birthday gift, the perfect SpongeBob mug gift, use those keywords, throw them in there. Let's see, add to cart, see what that looks like. Takes you right to checkout. Again, this is very Shopify-esque if you've ever used, so quite clean. You have your about page, which of course you could edit. Let's see our contact page. Nice and simple, clean, no need to really make it too complicated. And then we have our little mugs selection. So I didn't tag the Squidward one properly because it's not under mugs, but that's a decent product page as well. All right, so the next step, now that you've added some digital products, your print-on-demand products or physical products, is to enable payments. And currently, I knew this from before because I'd read a lot about Sellfy. They work with Stripe or they work with PayPal. So, but note here that you cannot actually use store checkout while using the free trial. So keep that in mind. But I'm just gonna connect it really quick to my PayPal account. All right, so it brings you to the PayPal window right there where you can log in, and you just have to agree and connect it. And so once you log into PayPal through this little window, you'll be good to go. All right, so time to cover Sellfy's pricing. And I know they used to have a free version that actually just charged you a higher transaction fee than if you had gone with a paid plan, but you didn't have to pay, and they took that away. So some people are unhappy about that, but in my mind, it's better to pay for an e-commerce platform and have a better transaction rate, so you're not getting dinged like 10-20% per sale, than to go with a free plan. And honestly, Sellfy is quite affordable, but this is on the annual payment plan where you save 34%, which is quite generous, and I do like. But let's say you're a little bit more cautious and you're gonna start monthly, which I think a lot of people would. Sellfy starts at $29 per month, which is like Shopify, so quite similar on pricing there. But yeah, you save $120 when billed annually, so maybe you try it for a month or two and then you switch to annual billing to save yourself some money. And this is ideal if you have up to 10K per sales per year, a 0% transaction fee, which I love. I think that is a very cool part about Sellfy. You might still pay transaction fees on the Stripe and PayPal side of things, but Sellfy is just charging you that monthly transaction. That is super, super cool. And yeah, unlimited products, print on demand, digital downloads, subscription, store customization. You can add discount codes, and you can sell through your own domain. And this is very, very important because right now my store is bunnymedia.sellfy.com or something like that. And that is not professional looking by any means. So one thing as well to factor into your pricing is you need to buy your own domain name. So you can go to name.com, GoDaddy, wherever, buy a domain name and actually connect it with this starter plan. So any of the plans really, but up to 50K, you're only paying $59 per month for a business plan. So again, not too bad. And you're saving $240 if you pay annually. These features right here on that business plan are awesome. Like, product upsells are super important in e-commerce. So the fact it's not in the starter plan is a downside. Removes the Sellfy branding. So your footer and parts of your website will have Sellfy branding with that starter plan. I think that sucks. I don't think paying customers should have the branding. That's my opinion. I think that should change, but you know what? It's not the end of the world. Cart abandonment is an awesome feature as well to have with the business plan. And it's cool that they give you a free migration and give you some email credits, which we will hop into right after this. And then of course you have premium where you're just balling out and you're selling a ton of stuff and you get priority support and you're just doing great. But I think most people would probably stick with starter. Maybe they'd stick with business. So Sellfy actually has a guide on everything you need to know about email credits. And essentially, when you're with that starter plan, you don't get any free email credits per month, which is, again, unfortunate. I think it'd be cool if they threw in like 1,000, but the business plan gets 10,000 email credits per month. And every time you create an email campaign and you send it out to people with Sellfy, you need to use these credits. It's 1 credit to 1 email recipient. And the cost of an email credit is $2 per 1,000 credits. So actually quite cheap, especially as you're building your email list, because let's say you have 100 people, that'll be what, like 10 cents or something like that. It's like going to be super, super cheap for you to send emails. And the more credits you buy, the more of a discount you get. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm on the free trial plan, so I cannot actually show you the email marketing, but so you have some basic reporting here, and I'll post a photo of what the actual email builder looks like so you guys can get an idea of that, but quite simple overall. Going into the next marketing feature you have is coupons and discounts, and this is a must-have for any e-commerce store because obviously sales are a major way to generate extra revenue for your business. So all you have to do is hit this add new discount, and you can either make a coupon or a sale. So you can enter your code, we'll say like 50 off, and do a 50% discount. It starts here. You can set an expiration date sometime in the future. If you want to change how many people can redeem it, so you're, some flash sale, first 50 people, you can quickly change that and select the products really quickly that you want to include in this available discount. So let's say I'm running a mug sale. All I have to do is hit all products. You can even select specific ones in there. So, filter out your logic a little bit, call this mug sale, and all of a sudden you have this 50% off coupon code that's expiring in a couple of days or weeks or months or whenever you decide to set it up. Once you create a discount, you can view it in your coupons and discount tab. All right, guys, so one other feature here under this marketing tab is your cart abandonment. Now, I'm on the free trial, and so you actually can't check out. So it's impossible for me to have abandoned carts at the moment. But as you can see, this is a pretty generic abandoned cart dashboard. It says number of carts, the actual value of the orders that are pending. And when you have abandoned carts on Sellfy, you can send people emails kind of reminding them, hey, buy the product. You can send them a coupon code. You can send them something to encourage them to actually convert. And then that goes under recovered revenue if you're actually successful. So quite nice on that front, quite simple, but what you need. Okay guys, and so the final feature I want to talk about under this marketing tab is upselling. So as you can see, that's offering an additional discounted product when a buyer adds one of your other products to their cart. So a very popular thing to do in e-commerce and a nice way to get your average order value up, just by upselling other products in your store. Yeah, it's actually quite easy. So once you click add new upsell, you see this tab where you fill in your upsell information and what kind of discount you want to actually put your upsell as. So let's say I'm going to upsell my Patrick mug when I'm, someone buys like a SpongeBob mug, for example. I'll call this Patrick mug upsell, show upsell 4, and I want to show this when somebody actually is buying the SpongeBob mug. That's what I want them to actually, get. And so this is actually very intuitive, and this is one thing I like about Sellfy. You just now basically tell Sellfy, when are you going to actually trigger this upsell? And so I want to upsell people my caveman Patrick mug. So when it's on Handsome Squidward or SpongeBob, like someone has added this to their cart, that is when I want the upsell to actually fire. And what my upsell is going to be the Caveman Patrick mug, and I'm going to put it at a 15% discount with no expiration date. And then here you can actually enter like a promotional message to kind of encourage people to actually carry through with the upsell. And now my Patrick mug upsell is triggering for my 2 other products in my store. All right, so one more thing I have to cover in this Sellfy review are the integrations. And honestly, if there's one con of Sellfy and one kind of thing that people complain a lot about, it is just the lack of integration partners, because this is pretty much it. What you see is what you get. So you have Google Analytics, your Facebook Pixel and Twitter ad. You also have Patreon, which is, pretty decent if you sell memberships, and Facebook chat for customer support. Now, with Zapier, it's nice because Zapier basically lets you connect with like 1,000+ apps, like it says down there. So Zapier is your go-between. So I don't want to criticize Sellfy too much for not having that many native integrations, because you got Zapier, so it's pretty much okay. But I would like to see email marketing integrations with Sellfy, because I find it annoying like that you can't just like connect to ConvertKit or MailerLite or whatever email marketing service you use. And I understand that's because Sellfy sells their credits and it's part of their business model. But at least with Zapier, you can create quite a few workflows, like you see, create or update MailChimp subscribers from new Sellfy customers, add them to ActiveCampaign, add them to Aweber. So pretty much with Zapier, it's a workaround. I just wish you had that kind of native integration. I know I just made a bunch of print-on-demand products, but just quickly, I want to show you that you can actually make a bunch of different kinds of products for your Sellfy store, which is cool. So for example, you have digital products where you just upload a file that you sell. So if you're selling an ebook or some kind of book or course, that would be a very nice thing to do. So you can just hit add new product. Again, you upload the file, maybe it's a PDF, maybe it's some other kind of file, and you can write some basic information about it, set your pricing, unlimited stock, I would assume, because it's, digital, so not too bad. Sellfy also lets you create subscriptions. So this is another really cool way to monetize an audience you have. So if you're a blogger or you're a YouTuber or even a business owner and maybe you do some kind of coaching thing, you can sell a subscription service to people. And again, you just hit add new product, and then maybe you drag some files up there, or you give them the information they need to actually join your mastermind group or your course or whatever you're selling. Again, you just select your product category, enter your product information, your pricing, and here you can charge weekly, monthly, or annually. So some fairly basic settings, not too bad. Sellfy also lets you sell physical products, although I will say this is not the focus of the platform. Sellfy is best for digital products and print on demand and subscriptions, but physical is still nice to have if you're selling your own merch and you're doing your shipping and handling everything yourself. It's not too bad, and really the main difference is you're going to list the regions you can actually ship to, and then you can also choose countries that you're going to exclude. And lastly, we have freebies, and so this is digital products only, which again is kind of natural, and it's free of charge for your customers, and this is kind of how you can get more people to sign up for your newsletter or to follow you on social media or to give you some customer information, and then you can remarket to them down the line. So again, you just hit add new freebie, and here you'd upload something like an ebook or a checklist or some digital download people might want to opt in to actually get. And then, you fill out your product name, description, add the product preview, save the product, and that's all there is to it. Well, guys, I hope you found that Sellfy review informative and it helps you decide if Sellfy is the right e-commerce solution for your business. Really quickly, I'm going to cover the pros and cons and overall, my take on what I just did with Sellfy and kind of what I think about the platform. But for pros, I think it really comes down to ease of use is by far the main reason you would ever go for Sellfy over something like Shopify or WordPress, Wix, and Squarespace. And I am serious. I've used those other platforms before, and my experience with Sellfy now was very, very snappy. I mean, it's not as comprehensive as something like Shopify, but you truly can start a store in 5 minutes, which I think is quite cool. I also like the fact that you get quite a discount if you pay annually. Of course, I recommend testing it out for maybe a month or two and then switching to annually to save on that, billing every month. But I think it is quite a nice discount, and that is definitely another advantage of going with Sellfy. And the third pro I really like about Sellfy is they do not charge transaction fees. You pay your monthly price, and that is it currently. They're not charging you, they're not dinging you on transactions. I mean, Stripe and PayPal will, but not nearly as much as if you're paying Stripe and PayPal and then paying like a 2.5% transaction fee on every sale you made. So I think it's overall very affordable, very intuitive. And if you're selling print on demand products or digital products or maybe a subscription, I think it's worth trying. I think it's pretty cool, and I definitely found the whole store setup process pretty intuitive and quite easy. Now, as for the cons of Sellfy, I think one of the main ones is just the lack of integrations. I really wish it just had more native integration options, especially for email marketing, and that's a second con of Sellfy. I don't like the fact that as a paying customer, you can't really easily integrate your own email marketing solution. Realistically, with that starter plan, you're going to have to buy some credits, and yes, they are cheap, but it's just a little thing I don't like that much about the platform. Again, you kind of get around this issue because it has Zapier as an integration, so there's really no limitations in that sense. You can't connect it to other third-party software suites and whatnot, so not a huge deal. I'm kind of nitpicking here. And now, I haven't experienced this myself, but I've heard some people say the customer service can be a little bit slow, but I've also heard customers say that it is improving, and I know Sellfy has grown tremendously in the last year or two, and it seems like a company that's doing some cool things. And I know they are getting better. They are providing more services and more integrations over time. So I think the future is actually quite bright for Sellfy. Anyways, guys, that does it for this Sellfy review. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm going to link Sellfy down below as well. And if you want to support the channel, you can always sign up for that free trial and try out Sellfy through our link. It helps us out, and we really do appreciate it. Anyways, I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Thanks again so much for watching. It's been Tom Blake with Bunny Media. Have an awesome day, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.